So I think this is actually a very, very interesting topic to discuss because one of the main differences between the Avatar universe and the Supreme is the fact that there's no overlap. So if you're new to either one of these universes, in the Avatar The Last Airbender universe, the Avatar is like this all not all powerful. I mean, yeah, kind of all powerful. They're like a spiritual bridge, right, between the human realm and the spirit realm. And they alone have the ability to bend all four elements where everyone else can only bend one. The avatar actually reincarnates, and so every time one dies, another one is born. But you have to identify the next avatar after they're born. Now, for the Supreme in the American Horror Story Coven universe, theirs works a little bit different. The Supreme is the leader of their coven because she's able to perform. There are seven core powers, right? And this one witch is able to actually manifest all seven of them. Now, here's the thing, one of the functions of the Supreme is to identify her successor. That actually gets them in a little bit of hot water because my baby here, Fiona, okay, she realized that she was the Supreme at a young age. And so she was ready to take power. Her predecessor was like, girl, no, ma'am. Yeah, predecessor. I don't know. I always, for some reason, predecessor and successor just messed my head up. But anyway, her predecessor was like, "No, ma'am, you're not ready. And even if you were ready, I would still say no because you're hot garbage." So my Fifi ends that lady's life and is like, "Girl, if you're not gonna give me the supremacy, I'm gonna take it." Interestingly enough, Fiona did not do what she was supposed to do in identifying her successor, and when she did, she killed a girl. So while typically, the supremacy goes pretty smoothly, clearly there are cases where it does not. And so that's one of the things that I think really separates them is the avatar is able to build a legacy without fear that they're going to be replaced because they know that they're going to be replaced, but it doesn't happen in their lifetime. And so, they're able to say like, "Hey, whatever I did while I was here is what I did while I was here." And then they can move on. The Supreme, on the other hand, has to make a conscious decision to build the legacy and then move on because the coven is supposed to be her legacy. The coven is supposed to be what she leaves behind, and she, made it better or worse, than she found it. But because you have that element of two Supremes technically existing at the same time, it can get a little bit murky as we find out by my baby here. Another thing I think that's really, really important to remember is that avatars can live their entire life. Like if they live to be, because I think Kyoshi was like almost 200